Darren Brooks, last year's Valley Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year, with 3 other senior classmates today, trying to close out in style at home. Mark Turgeon, the head coach of the Wichita State Shockers. He wins today. It's 20 wins back-to-back. Improving the win total at WSU every year. He wins today. He could be the 1 seed at Arch Madness in St. Louis. His Bud Light lineup goes for Southern Illinois. Matt Shaw is getting to start now, a freshman that has stepped in there. They bring Owen off the bench. Brooks has incomparable numbers, but Tatum is the hot one. Jamaal Tatum has been outstanding the last 2 weeks for Southern Illinois as the Salukis have caught a second win. And 3 of the 4 seniors start. The WSU lineup: Howard, Burns, seniors along with Campman. Miller is a tough matchup for Southern Illinois inside. Liberty is steady as they come and driving the bus for Wichita State. And the head coach of Southern Illinois is Chris Lowery, the 17th Valley coach to win 20 or more games in his first season, and one of the winningest coaches in Valley history in his initial year. He's also tied with Utah's Ray Giacoletti for first-year coaches at those schools and the number of wins. Let's check in now with Charlie Spoonhour's Chrysler Keys to the Game, brought to you by Chrysler, where inspiration becomes standard.
Well, for Wichita State, team defense is so important today, and they have to control the tempo. This game turns into an up and down the floor 70 and 80-point game. It probably favors the Salukis. Now, for SIU, they must be tougher on the boards. They got beat 10 on the boards then, and the bench, as we mentioned earlier, the bench was really a factor, outscoring them 29-7. This should be, Mitch, about as much fun as you can have on a Saturday afternoon.
Southern Illinois, look at this now. They win today. It'll be their 24th consecutive win at home. That would be tied for second in the nation with Gonzaga, who plays again on Monday. Chris Lowery, his team, has been just brilliant at home. They have not lost at home in the league since February 24th, 2001. Let's take a look at our series history, brought to you by Sirius Satellite Radio. With over 120 channels of commercial-free music, news, talk, and sports. For the car, home, or anywhere you go, get Sirius today and ride the big dog. Now, in Carbondale, the Salukis lead it. Mark Turgeon has never won here, but the first game this year in Wichita, it was a knockdown drag-out, and the Shockers were the better team at the end.
Well, defense was the order of the day in that ball game, and we've said all along that defense wins championships. We'll see who establishes a little bit today early in the ball game, whose defense is the more formidable.
First possession will be the Salukis. It is game on with a potential championship Valley Saturday. In the corner, Brooks missing, and Wichita State getting the board in the hands of Kemp.
Brooks did get a good open look, though, and I think that's important. That the screen was set and everything was there for a basket.
Campman strong. A little inside dribble to get Wichita State on the board.
Both teams are going to play man most of the day, I would imagine.
Both good defensively. Tatum on a back cut against a good defender, Liberty. Howard is on Brooks. Hairston. That one spins out of there on a 3.
For the seniors, for SIU, it wouldn't surprise me to see somebody break a backboard with all the emotion that's going on today, at least at the start of the ball game, and then settle down and play.
Liberty's also an excellent passer. And Miller getting a chance for a 3-point play.
Well, that was just a beautiful entry pass by Liberty right here. This is there's very little seam, very little margin for error. He gets the basket, and I know one thing that Chris Lowery would not want is a 3-point play of that nature. If you're going to hit the guy, you need to keep him from getting to the rim of the ball.
And Charlie, if you're going to switch, you'll switch 2 guys on 1, because if you're going to switch.
Yeah, that's.
Southern got caught and kind of in between there. I want to ask you about the whole senior night thing, because there is so much emotion here right now. It's going to work against you early.
Absolutely. There's no question. And you've got the pressure of the winning streak, of all the things that are here today. First place seed in the tournament, all that stuff, Mitch, and you start thinking about it, and your family's here. It can work to your detriment, at least for a while.
Oh, Miller fouling. Now, Miller might be kind of the X factor today for Wichita State, because when you look at the matchups, Miller does provide a bit of a problem, and that's going to come out of the game. But Miller's a bit of a problem for the Salukis.
A minute and 23 seconds, and he's out. That's fairly quick.
The second squadron they bring in Wilson to play the 5 spot. 5-0 Wichita State, just underway in Little Egypt. Shaw fans one out. Howard lost his footing. Wichita State with good recovery.
Good recovery and a great job of getting up and getting the rebound then by Howard, because he'd been on the floor. He didn't just lay there.
Now, Charlie, I need to ask you, because you said Wichita State wants to control the tempo, and yet Mark Trajan said we'll still take a quick early look.
I think you've got to do that. I don't think you can ever give away a chance to get an easy basket.
Burns. Shaw gets the board again. Matt Shaw. The Salukis are 8-1 since Shaw's entered the starting lineup. That's an air ball by Tatum. He just lifted up one over Liberty.
Well, we watched Tatum shoot yesterday, and we thought he'd never miss again. That just shows you there's emotion involved. We're only 2 minutes into this ball game, so that can go.
5-0 Wichita State. A 3-point play by Miller, and Camp with a bucket for the Shockers. Howard ISO against Shaw on the block. It's going to be on Matt Shaw.
Interesting matchup and a good matchup with Liberty and Tatum. Of course, we've got a good matchup here too. Once the ball goes inside, you've got a freshman and a senior right there, and the freshman's doing a pretty good job of holding his own. He just put his arm in the back with an arm bar and got the foul.
Southern Illinois stifling on defense against Northern Iowa Wednesday night. Wilson gets a great look at a 3. Southern gets going in transition. Look out. It's almost like Southern has to hit that first one, Charlie, just to ever get another one.
Yeah, scary.
Shaw again against the double team, and great help as it was Howard to go behind him and knock it out of bounds.
Well, team defense is what we talked about, Mitch, and there it was for Wichita State. I know that Southern would like to press, but like you said, they can't do it until they get a ball in the goal.
8 to shoot here. Brooks. Tatum. That one is partially blocked by Adam Liberty. They're going to call a shot clock violation and make Wichita State inbound.
It's still a very alert play to go ahead and rebound it. Whether the shot clock, you hope the officials make the call, but if they don't, you got to be ready. Here's at least a chance, Mitch, to set the press. That's the thing about it. I've often said, just grab the ball and throw it out of bounds, and then we can set our press, but we may never score. I'm talking about my team, not Southern State.
Chris Lowery told us he'll pick him up at 90 feet.
The idea here may be to keep Liberty busy with a lot of heat on him all the time.
He's been an unsung hero for Wichita State this year. 5-0 Shockers. Liberty punch and kick. An offensive foul. Shaw took the charge. It's going to go against Adam Liberty.
Got to like this by your freshman. Your freshman's already shown that he'll stand up against Howard. Here he is in help defense, and he just takes a lick, and that's exactly what you want people doing.
Here's a look at Josh Warren. Played 22 minutes against Wichita State in Wichita. No points. Nicked. Not a. Illinois trying to get a bucket here. And they go to the line to try to do it. Cantlin and Wilson got caught underneath.
Someone got lost there, Mitch. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but anytime the ball gets below the free throw line, you can enter to the block. Oh, there's a good ball screen right there by Brooks. That's what it was. Brooks screened a man up the lane, and that's how he gets open. That gets overlooked so much. You say, oh, a nice pass. You forget that the guy set a screen to get him wide open.
And really, let's talk about Brooks here a little bit. It's why he's so good. I mean, some guys score, they get player of the year. Some guys maybe get defensive player of the year because they're great defensive. He does everything. He passes it, he screens, he shoots, he defends.
He didn't go crazy early in this ball game. They get behind 2-0, 5-0. He could have been the type player that would have forced the action. He didn't do that. He just kept playing. He's done just what you should as a senior leader.
Highly recruited Matt Shaw to Centralia, Illinois. Finally gets Southern Illinois in the book, and there's the press against Breyer. and that is a death spot to go against the press.
Thing that happens, you're trying to take pressure off Breyer by setting screens in the backcourt. Well, the thing that happens, that allows Southern to double team. And then once you get in that little mess right there, there's quite a gaggle of people, and there's only 2, but it seems like 2 dozen.
They lock you in the basement with a Doberman. Hairston and swishes it. Stetson Hairston. He's been playing with a lot more confidence lately.
And Shaw sets the screen. He uses the screen correctly. That's reading the defense. That's perfect.
Wichita State 0 for 2 and 2 turnovers. The last 4 trips. Kuznard, part of that second squadron. Bad angle on the pass. It's going to Southern Illinois. 5-4. Wichita State, a great atmosphere today in Carbondale. Sometimes you can look at a college basketball game in 8 little games, 16-12, 12-8, 8-4. If that's the case, Wichita State won the first little game. And that's important. You go into a contest like this, you know if you can stay in the ball game, you want to have a chance to win late. That's the idea. That's particularly the road team. Brooks one-on-one. Kuznard fouls him. Brooks is strong. You look at him and he's got everything going right. He's under control. He can shoot the ball from out. He's strong enough to take it and go inside. And this year he averages 5 assists per game. That's the area he needed to pick up. They challenged him to get better. Excellent call here as Young palms it. It's going to go back to Wichita State on the turnover. A reminder at every Valley game this year, we have and will have our Nothing But Net t-shirts. One lucky section every game is going to get the Nothing But Net t-shirts courtesy of FSN Midwest. Today, it's in the Dog Pound. They've been chewing on bones for a long time waiting for this one. The Dog Pound's ready. They've even had their own rap song today. Who was it? Cato and DJ and BZ and Nelly can go ahead and rest easy. Eminem will not be challenged for a while. Howard down the alley with the layup. Hesitation dribble. That's not Howard's strength, being a ball handler, but he did that under control. He was strong now. 7-4, Wichita State. Nice skip. Young's going to launch it. Tie the game. Beautiful job, and that's something that they talked about yesterday at the Salukis practice was skipping. Breyer locked up. And they're going to call Young for a reach in. Young a little too aggressive. Tony Young, who has shot 50% from 3 now in his last 10 games. Well, that's going to change your defense because you can't help as much if people are going to skip the ball and be able to make shots from out there. Now Liberty's back, but I think that Coach Turgeon got a young man, a freshman, in the game under the heat. So now if he puts him in the ball game and later on, he feels better about it. Tied at 7, almost played 6 minutes here in Carbondale. Owen now in as well. He's on Howard, a little bump and run. Kuznard in the lane. Missed shot, not for the faint of heart in this game. Falker is going to be called to the foul. And there's the rebounding, Mitch, and that was the area right there that the Southern was concerned with. Is the fact that they got killed over there, and they've emphasized the rebounding. Now when you see offensive rebounds coming, particularly to Howard, who you've targeted to keep off the board, then that's got to be a concern. He is the Tasmanian Devil. Now, Wichita State's a good rebounding team, Charlie, all year long. They're 16th in the country right now in rebound margin. In fact, the last 2 years, they've out-rebounded 48 of their 57 opponents. And I'm sure that Mark Turgeon was a little concerned because a couple of the times have been in recent games. I think Creighton out-rebounded them, and I know that's been a concern of it. I don't think the Dog Pound was honoring Howard Sprague of Mayberry when the chant went up. Howard splits a pair at the line to give Wichita State a 1-digit lead again. Brooks raises up, barely graces rim. Wichita State's did a nice job defensively. They've done a very good job, and they've contested the outside shots. It's similar to the game in Wichita, which was in the 50s, and O'Geary turns it over.
get in a little bit more of a hurry than you're used to in a game like this. There's so much riding on this game. And that's why sometimes it's till the second half before teams really perform as you think they might.
Kuznar, that's a deep three by Brooks.
They ought to give a point and a half to the man setting the screen for him right there, because that helps him right there. Randall Falker sets the screen. He set 3 screens that time and finally got a man open for a shot.
Brooks on the board, 10-8, Southern Illinois. Brooks had 17 against the Shockers in Wichita, but he took 23 shots to get it. And Brooks fouls on the other end. Let's take a look at DB's 3 here.
There's the screen coming right there by Falker. Maybe moves a little. Maybe I gave him a little too much credit. He might have moved some on that. But the idea is that you're trying to get people open, and that's exactly what Southern Illinois is doing over there on the floor.
Brooks was fouling. That's his first 5 team fouls on Southern Illinois. 10-8, Salukis. Again, if you just joined us, Owen pokes it out of there. Now, what's this going to be on Howard for a hold?
Ball's knocked loose. That was Owen with a very aggressive play. And there they go fighting for the ball. Take your pick. It's the official furthest away that makes the call, but I'm sure he saw something. They always see something, whether anybody agrees with it or not. Officials always see something.
10-8, Southern Illinois with the basketball and the lead in front of a packed house, more than packed house here at SIU Arena. SIU wins the game. They win their 4th Valley title in 4 years. Falker. He's going to get fouled by Campman underneath. If you're looking for this season's hottest styles, Aeropostale provides the hottest athletically inspired clothes for guys and girls. For store locations, go to the website, aeropostale.com. Spell it with me, AEROPOSTALE.com. Proud to sponsor the Valley. That's second foul on Camp and 6 team fouls on WSU. About Wichita State's bench, all of a sudden Southern in the game. They got 4 non-starters in there right now, Charlie.
Well, they're keeping people moving, keeping them fresh.
Young loves the 3.
He ought to, the way he's shooting right now.
31 on the year and 71 attempts, and there's Miller, but he blows the layup.
This is the scary part right now if you're Wichita. You don't want runs to occur.
Tatum's been on fire of late. It's a second misfire here. And Liberty pounds it off the leg of Falker. It's going to be out to Wichita State. The under 12 timeout here in Carbondale. Southern Illinois trying to get the engine revved up. They lead by 5. All right, career wins. Now look at this, Spoon. Look where Darren Brooks is out of Southern Illinois. 102 wins. Look at the company he's with. Miles and Langford, known in these parts. What a senior what a 4 years he's had.
Talking about Dukes and Kansas and people like that.
And a steal. Tatum.
Mitch, this is what Wichita State was afraid of. This is an 11-1 run the last 3 minutes, coming off 6 turnovers.
Wichita State has gone 3 minutes now without a field goal. They got a Howard layup. Somebody needs to step up and knock down a shot here for the Shockers, down 7. Liberty gets tripped by Owen. Shockers one away from the bonus.
You think about the ball game the other night against Northern Iowa here for the Salukis. 23-0 run, and Fred Huff, who's been here through Frazier and everyone else, said it was the best defense in the first half that he had ever seen on this floor.
Back cut, Liberty sets up Kuznard. Millard might have had a tip dunk if he would have got a clean carom.
You know, Miller's the guy that you mentioned earlier, Mitch, that is a bad matchup, but as yet they haven't been able, and I'm talking about Wichita State, hasn't been able to enter the ball to him. It's been mostly perimeter.
Miller was huge the other night against Southwest Missouri State. You know, this is your stat of the day right now. Points off turnovers.
Well, that's what the Salukis were looking for.
Shockers are out of sorts here.
Oh, my.
Brooks will get some free throws.
I would say right now that Owen's having some fun. This is a fun game for him. Here's another mistake right here, and a very alert play. Now, here you've got to run. There it is. There's the run, the look, the run. And there comes Owens to follow. He doesn't get the basket. It's kind of a let everybody know I'm here today.
Second foul on Paul Miller, and Brooks at the line will get a couple of charities. He's a 79% shooter. I mean, there's just no cavities in the game. He steals it. He's 9th in the NCAA in steals. 14 points, you see, the 5 assists we talked about. He had 11 rebounds in the game at Wichita State. At a Jennings High School in St. Louis. Splits a pair at the line. It's an 8-point lead for Southern Illinois.
The pressure's on again.
Who's going to score for the Shocker group? Nice entry into Howard.
I would have bet on Howard. That would have been my guess. You get him the ball inside, and it doesn't matter who's down there with him. He is strong enough. He's going to finish or get the free throw.
There's your run. Brooks with a strong curl and leans. And Wilson gets the rebound for Wichita State. Wilson, a transfer from the University of Illinois. Another Texan on this Wichita State team. Wichita State has done an excellent job of recruiting the Lone Star State. Burns, good head fake. They got to get him going.
He needs to go. That's exactly right. And now it's a 4-point ball game. Back to a little more manageable if you're Wichita State.
Tatum in the book. 4 for Tatum. That's his second shot to go down. He has had just an outstanding couple of weeks. 7 of 13 in 2 games against Illinois State and the big one at Kent State 2 weeks ago. Backing in is Howard. That's just power there.
That's power. He's got 4 of the last 6, and the other one comes from the other senior, and that's what you want your seniors to do, particularly on the road. Step up, take some chances, and make something happen.
7 points for Howard.
Stetson Hairston missed this one. Wide right. That looks like shot. And to be able to rebound this.
Was that a shot pass?
I guarantee you when he's talking about it in the post game, yes, sir.
And there's a look at Howard backing down. Now, he is one. People either love him or hate him, but you can all have to agree he is a strong player. Falker with a 1-and-1, and he misses it. Second foul on. That's 18 fouls overall in Wichita State. Falker's not going to win the free throw shooting contest at 49%. Howard's trying to do this by himself. Let's goaltend it.
There's your senior stepping up. He's one-on-one. They're not doubling. They're not going to double. Now, they do get some help late from Falker, but it's that may be something that later on, if Wichita State continues to go inside, it's something that Southern's going to have to consider.
Shockers have outscored Southern Illinois 13-4 in the paint. 18-16. The Salukis with the advantage. Warren finds Shaw in the kitchen, but he can't finish.
And that time Howard took some liberties and went to double and help, and his man was wide open, but the freshman just did not finish the play.
And a foul is going to be called here on Wichita State's Sean O'Geary.
And the next one, Mitch, the next foul will be the 10th foul, and then we go double bonus. And that's still, we're at almost 8.5 minutes to go.
Tatum a little better than Falker at the line. He's a 72%er. He was huge in the win at Kent State, which is a big win for Southern Illinois. He had 22 in that game. 21 at Wichita State. Chris Lowery, you know, one thing is to, well, he takes over a program where you got to feed the monster. They'd won 3 titles in 3 years. Matt Painter was brilliant here before going on to Purdue. And before that, Bruce Weber, who's still spotless at Illinois this year, did a great job here. That's a big chair with big shoes.
There's a double coming that time. Liberty's got a lot of pressure on him. That's hard for a young man.
O'Geary out of control.
O'Geary's had a couple of turnovers where he's just going a little faster than what we've seen him go this earlier games this year.
Remember that second squadron. Brooks trying to use the screen. He had Warren. He decides to shoot. It was a good decision.
If you're a young player and you watch him play, he's so much under control. That's the thing about his game. It's tight. There's not a whole lot of slop in it. Another turnover.
Warren around Wilson. 6-point lead. Tatum.
Close to timeout time, I think, because this ball game is about to get away right now. Wichita State have done such a nice job, Mitch, of cutting back into the lead.
The Shockers, Charlie, have 9 turnovers in the first half.
I'm Dan McLaughlin. Would you like to update your wireless phone? Then you need to go to Marshall Wireless. Marshall Wireless carries Nextel, T-Mobile, and now Singular Wireless. At Marshall Wireless, you will always get the best price on equipment, best rate plan, and the best service after the sale. If you want to save money on your new wireless plan and receive up to $100 off your new phone, then you need to come to Marshall Wireless.
And remember, there are a lot of deputies in town, but there's only one Marshall.
Stop by any of the 9 Marshall Wireless stores, or they will come to you.
Now, Charlie, Southern Illinois is best when they get on their feeding frenzy. They can get back-to-back buckets.
Well, runs, here they go, and then there's Tatum. He's going to, you know, he's going to score. The thing I've liked about him is right what you're going to see right now. Defensive pressure. He has not slacked off, even when he was not shooting the ball well. His defense stayed good.
Southern Illinois on a 6-0 run. The Shockers have 9 turnovers. That has led to 17 Saluki points. And Howard, again, showing some muscle inside. He's going to have free throws when we come back. 7:19 left in the half. Wichita State needs these free throws. Southern Illinois leading Wichita State 24-16. Take a look at our Valley standings, brought to you by Edward Jones. More than 130 years of experience helping individuals build financial security. Edward Jones. Why is this game important? There you go.
Well, if you win this thing, and it gives you, well, if you're Southern, you win this game, you win the league, top seed, and if you are the winner of this league, the chances are pretty good, Mitch, of going to the NCAA tournament.
Here's a look at Jamaal Howard, 9 points and 6 rebounds, and you like him when he gets his slip screen.
He uses a slip screen. This is the end of a play. Drawn up, they came out of the timeout, ran this, and he's run that slip screen now in games we've seen a jillion times, but he's so good at it.
Hard to stop when he goes at the basket.
This hurts Wichita because Howard does a good job of getting himself to the free throw line, but he's had a hard time shooting free throws. That's been an issue.
Missed them both. And the dog pound has got the radar locked on Jamaal Howard.
Change in defense here, Rich. I think it looks like a matchup zone for Wichita now. Early in the year, this would have been a real thorn in the Saluki side because they were having problems. Now I think they're seeing the floor a little better and they're getting some better shooting.
Well, all 3 of these guys on the perimeter can shoot it against the zone like that.
That's when you're snake bit. If you're Wichita State, you go to the zone, one screen, and then an open look, and the senior hits the basket, and now back to pressure again.
31 threes on the year by Hairston, but he only shoots 30%, but he's streaky. When he gets going, he can get a bunch in a hurry. Wichita State's down 11 now. It's a critical time in this game.
This is a hard time right here. You need to go just exactly where they went. Inside. Now the double team comes.
Howard reads the double, finds the open player, Couisnard.
Couisnard, and you've said this before, Mitch, Couisnard does not play like a freshman. Here's your double team coming right here. It's a little slow, but here it comes. Howard does a great job of finding an open man. It's Couisnard, and he does what most freshmen won't do. He takes it hard at the basket and almost gets a three-point play.
Now, Couisnard and O'Geary have caught the attention. Wichita State is now officially struggling at the line. They are 2 of 6 at the foul stretch. But Couisnard and O'Geary give a great base for Mark Turgeon because they're not only athletes, Charlie, they're basketball players.
That's what you don't see enough of in this world right now. Guys that understand how to play, can pitch and catch, do all the things you need to do. Now, there's another missed free throw, and when you're on the road, 11-point game, and you miss your last 4 free throws, that's scary.
But Couisnard and O'Geary not only pitch and catch, they'll guard and shoot. Now, the bench thing is just the reverse of the game in Wichita. And that was one of your key points, Charlie, was the battle of the bench.
And the turnovers and rebounds are important. There have not been very many turnovers by the white shirts today. That's a very, very rare turnover. Points off turnovers at one point, 17-2. That was just a minute ago.
We mentioned that Wichita State was doing such a good job defensive early. Has Southern just settled down a little bit?
Well, they haven't played against the defense. They haven't hurt the defense. Their points have come, 17 of this 27 have come off turnovers, so you can't really guard them then. Double team again. Wraparound pass. But you can see that Southern made an adjustment. They decided that they were not going to let Howard play all alone down there one-on-one because he's just too much of a load for any single person that the Salukis have, I believe.
Stay around at halftime for the Cardinal Glennon halftime report, where our love for kids just keeps on growing. Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital. Charlie will be talking with both coaches during our halftime. Wichita State down 11. They started this game leading 5-0. You're looking at 27-11 advantage here by Southern Illinois. Howard, nice move to the rack, no finish.
Everything was good but the ending if you're a Wichita State fan there.
Brooks, strong, curl. And it's going to count and a foul on Howard.
When it rains, it pours. That's a call that could go either way. A hard drive at the basket, and Wichita State does a good job of trying to get in front. Just a little slow maybe getting there. I couldn't see from my angle there. Maybe we'll get a better look this time. This movement, official's right.
Brooks with 8 points, Howard with 2 fouls.
Fouls, excuse me, Mitch, but fouls are stacking up for the black shirts right now, too.
And the old Topeka Hayden Wildcat is not happy.
No.
3-point play for Brooks. He's now got 9. 14 points. Southern Illinois lead. Burns, the all-time leading 3-point shooter in Shocker history.
But you want to get Burns going. We both think that's important. But Wichita State was doing such a nice job of getting the ball inside, and that's, if you can do that, get some fouls and get some scoring while the clock stops, that'll help you too if you're Wichita.
Couisnard bothering Brooks, 9 to shoot. That's going to be a walk. Good job by Couisnard.
Couisnard, as you've said earlier, does not play like a freshman. He plays like someone that's been out here for 3 or 4 years.
Fearless kid out of Houston. Now Wichita State's got to find a way to score. Last 5 minutes, Wichita State 0 for 3 from the field, 0 for 4 at the line, and 2 turnovers. They've seen Southern going a 12-0 run.
Well, there's where we need to see some action if you're Wichita State is on the inside.
Burns, tough jump stop.
Nice move. Nice move by Burns.
Showing some athleticism. Young uses the screen.
And I think he's going to get to sit and watch a little bit.
Going to get to use the bench, and Couisnard turns it over. Randy Burns had a great career at Wichita State. Nice move here, but it's not been enough of that. Shockers just 2 points in the last 5 minutes and 15 seconds. And look at this. Now, these are your active career scoring leaders in the Valley. And Howard is 1478. And he's at 1487, updating his total today. He and Burns trying to become another pair to go with the 1500 mark. But Darren Brooks, 1,653 points, but it's led to 102 career wins. That's an amazing, amazing total. Chris Lowery trying to get a play to the timeout with a little backdoor cut. Instead, Wichita State defends it. Wilson gets his first points of the game. Big shot. The bench helps this time. Wichita State. Mike Dale missing. Offensive board to SIU. Salukis have been a little spotty in shot selection here of late until that one. They'll be free throws. That's what kills you, though, is a rebound. Falker has done that in the last few ball games. He has really become a force out there, and he's just done a really good job. He defends, he sets screens, and he's not trying to shoot the ball all the time. Tatum just made a nice move and drew a foul here. As we watched him yesterday, he was really impressive. The way his game seems to have come along, and he's got some flow to it. Mitch, he looks like he's comfortable passing the ball and running the ball club around. Well, you can call it confidence, mojo, whatever. He's just a different kid than we saw him in January. I mean, the way he was perky yesterday. This game is going, and he, like Shaw, kind of when they entered on the scene big time, has got this Saluki team where they've been nearly unbeatable. 32-20. Miller. And there's Falker again. It's defense forces a shot that doesn't go in, and Falker rebounds the ball. Tatum in trouble. Rescued by the player of the year in the league last year. Hairston for three. You mentioned his being streaky. That time the defense really did a good job of collapsing and helping for Wichita, but then there's your open look. He's never been a huge scorer, but he's hitting big. He's hit big shots at big time. I mean, you think about what these seniors have done in the last 4 years. Tatum with an ear steal. This will be the bonus for Wichita State. But let's go back and look at Stet Hairston's basket. We got one a minute ago in the other corner. This one comes great penetration right there. Brooks with the assist. Bang, he just nails it. Of course, it's an open look, and you're hopeful that your seniors can do that. When he was in high school, I really liked him. We watched him play, and I thought he was going to be a really, really good shooter. Well, these four seniors at Southern Illinois, and you think what their experiences have been like. Wilson's an 85% shooter and misses the front end of a 1-and-1. However, Wichita State will keep it. So at the line, the Shockers are 2 for 7, including a 1-and-1 miss just by Wilson. That's the type thing when you're behind the ball game, you're trying to catch up. That's just killed. 8-2. Southern with the lead at the line, and O'Geary able to get something off an inbounds play. And now, if you're Wichita, you need to get a couple of stops, and you need to try to get this under 10 if you can at halftime. Mention these seniors, though. Sweet 16 is sophomores. They blew out Texas Tech in the NCAA tournament. Had a possession-to-possession game with Missouri. Brooks for three. These guys are on fire now. 3 straight Valley titles. They are up by 16, looking for their 4th, with 90 seconds remaining in the half. Wichita State, Breyer able to get some penetration. Good-looking freshman guard who spells Liberty at the point. 14 points, Southern Illinois lead. Now they're banking them in. Darren Brooks, Charlie, has 14 points in the first half. That's his season scoring average. These seniors are flat getting after it now. O'Geary throws it to me. I'm not wearing a Wichita State jersey, Charlie, but O'Geary throws it over to me and turns it over, and that's been the story of this first half. 11.
Well, if they'd have me, I'd have told them not to throw it to you because I've seen your game, Mitch. This thing's about to get away right at the end. This is a big possession right here.
Wichita State. Charlie,
with you.
Mark Turgis told us last night, you got to keep it. We got to keep it in the 50s, low 60s. Here's Southern setting at 40 at halftime.
Oh, this is the biggest nightmare that Turge could have had, Mitch. This is not the pace and the tempo that he wants and needs.
11 Shocker turnovers. And now a 3 by Tatum. Wichita State will get the last crack here. This is a big opportunity because Wichita State will get the ball to start the second half on the arrow. Wilson needed that one.
Big 3 right there. That's a huge 3.
Wichita State within 13. But Southern Illinois seniors, particularly Darren Brooks, shining big time in the first half. Brooks with 14 points. And let's go to Chris Lowery with Charlie Spooner.
Chris Lowery's got to be happy with this first half. You wanted to get some pressure, get some movement with your team, and you got that early.
Right. I thought we did a very good job with our defensive pressure, active hands, active bodies. We just came out in a frenzy.
And now you got to find some way to keep this going the second half.
You got to bottle that up and open it back up second half.
Back to you, Mitch.
Chris Lowery played here at Southern Illinois, and what a year he's having as a head coach. They win today. It's their 24th win. Thanks to the folks at Mercy Health Plans. They sponsor our visits with the coaches, providing innovative health coverage that empowers members to take responsibility for their health. Visit mercyhealthplans.com. 5 steals for Southern Illinois in the first half. 14 Darren Brooks points. Jamaal Tatum's added 10. It's a 13-point lead for the Egyptian Dogs at intermission. They're excited here at SIU Arena, trying to win their 4th Valley title in 4 years. Southern Illinois leading Wichita State at halftime, 42-27. Welcome to our Cardinal Glennon halftime report. I'm Mitch Holtis along with Charlie Spooner. Now the story of this half was Southern Illinois' ability to get 5 steals, force 11 turnovers.
Oh, they did exactly what they had hoped to accomplish. They got turnovers, got run-out baskets. When you do that, you're not playing against the other team's set defense. And then what you do is you get into someone's mind, and that's exactly what Southern Illinois tried to do.
And Darren Brooks with 14 points. Now, he does so many more things than score, but that guy, when he gets 14 and a half, you better get ready.
Well, I think what he's done has just been excellent, but the other people on the team have mirrored him a little bit. They could have gone wild early. I thought he was a calming influence. I thought he didn't go crazy and didn't force things. He just played, let the game come to him, and all of a sudden they get a good lead. They get runs, Mitch. The runs and the turnovers have just killed, and the missed free throws have just killed Wichita.
There's a reason Brooks has won 102 career games. It's time now to announce our GHP newcomer of the week in the Valley. It is Matt Shaw from here at Southern Illinois. Again, the Salukis 8-1 since he entered the starting lineup. He's averaging 13.7 boards in road wins over Illinois State and the big win at Kent State, which was huge to protect Southern Illinois' RPI. He shot 72% from the field. Matt Shaw, the GHP newcomer of the week. Do you need for family or individual health insurance? Choose a great health plan for your family. Visit GHP.com. 40-27. The Salukis having all kinds of fun here in Little Egypt. Today's O'Reilly Auto Parts Millennium Moment focuses on Southern Illinois' victory over Indiana in 2001. Under the direction of Coach Bruce Weber, the Salukis grabbed a 26-20 halftime lead. And then powered by the inside play of Roland Roberts, the Salukis went on to beat the Hoosiers 72-60. The victory proved to be a springboard for SIU, who shared the league's regular season title and gained an at-large bid to the 2002 NCAA Tournament. Today's O'Reilly Auto Parts Millennium Moment. Today's Hero Postal Missouri Valley Conference legend is Ashraf Amaya of Southern Illinois. A native of Chicago, Amaya is 4th in the all-time Southern Illinois scoring list with 1,864 points and 2nd on the rebounding chart in Saluki history at 1,137 boards. The Conference Player of the Year in 1992, Amaya is only one of 2 Valley student athletes to be named Defensive Player of the Year in consecutive seasons. SIU's Ashraf Amaya, today's Aeropostale Missouri Valley Conference legend. Today's Mohila, Missouri Valley Conference famous alum is Walt Frazier, otherwise known as Clyde the Glide of Southern Illinois. He led the Salukis to the NIT 1967 championship under Jack Hartman, earning All-American honors. A 13-year NBA veteran with the New York Knickerbockers, he led them to a world championship and the Cavaliers. Frazier was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame in 1986. When considering education loan options, call 1-800-6-MOHILA. You too may become a famous Valley alum. Mitch Holter's back at SIU Arena in our Cardinal Glennon halftime report. Wichita State trailing Southern Illinois 40-27 at halftime. Let's check in now with Charlie Spoonhour and Mark Turgeon on our Mercy Health plans for the second half.
Turge on the bright side. A big three at the end of the half. You get the ball to start. I know there's no 17-point plays, but how do you check into this?
Well, you just got to play as hard as you can. Southern Illinois is playing at an unbelievable level. Brooks was fantastic. They made a lot of shots. We got to guard better than we're guarding and just play as hard as we can and see what happens.
Luck second half.
Mercy Health Plans, providing innovative health coverage that empowers members to take responsibility for their health. Visit mercyhealthplans.com. 40 SIU points at halftime here. Checking with our first half numbers overall, brought to you by Ameren, a legion of men and women making sure the nightlights of the neighborhood flicker to life when called upon. Visit Ameren.com to learn more. And we mentioned it, Wichita State getting a big lift at points in the paint, but this thing has been turnovers and points off turnovers.
Yeah, points off turnovers, missed free throws, missed opportunities by Wichita State. Plus, they've had foul problems, Mitch. This has gone almost diametrically opposed to what Mark Turgeon would like to see. Now, you go in and regroup at halftime and you come back out and see what you can do. I would imagine that they're going to try to establish the fellow we're looking at right there early, because he's one constant so far in this ball game.
Today's crowd here, we take a look at the arena, 9,628, the first sellout this season. We'll be at Wichita State Monday night, where they've been selling out Koch Arena every game. Shockers will close out their regular season against Northern Iowa. Paul Miller, that's a good place to go to get him ISO'd inside one-on-one, and he gets an easy bucket, and he's got 5. So that's 5 unanswered points here now. Don't forget the 3 at the end of the half.
I think that 3 was huge. Of course, you've got to continue to build, but the thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to panic.
Warren. Travel. Here's your leading scorer, as we mentioned, Brooks. Fabulous first half. Howard, for a while, was all Wichita State had.
That was the only answer they had. Now, your first, as we know, Mitch, first 4 or 5 minutes of this second half, you're going to go a long way towards winning this ball game. You can see what Mark Turgeon's talked about at halftime. It's go inside.
Now, Miller got a little far out of the basket that time, but active hands. And Burns has it for the Shockers.
The aggressive plays in the first half all went to the home team. Second half, we'll see how this goes.
Burns for 3. And the Salukis get the board into the hands of Darren Brooks.
Well, you want your senior who can shoot the 3 to get one, but I got a hunch that they would have preferred that to come after they'd at least taken a look towards the interior.
Burns with just 4 points. Hairston, little give and go with the youngster Shaw. Campman, decent defense in there. Guess who got it?
Yeah, and he's going to get a travel call. I think he stepped on his own foot then, but I tell you, he does everything. You said that earlier, Mitch, but there's not an area of the game that he is not exceedingly skilled.
Passes it, steals, guards, and 3. In fact, the last 8 games, he came in 15 of 27 from 3, and he's got 2 threes in this game.
When this game unraveled a little bit for Wichita State, it was when they were double teaming and they were putting more pressure out on the outside players.
3rd foul on Matt Shaw. Oh, they're going to switch it to Warren. That's his 2nd.
That's the first team foul on Southern Illinois in the second half of play.
So Wichita State here quietly, as you were talking to Mark Turgeon, chipping away, and there's a little more than a chip. That's a flush.
That's not quiet either. That's showing I'm in the ball game. About one more basket, Mitch, right now. We've got us a 9-point game now. About one more basket, and you start worrying if you're the home team.
Well, that's 7 unanswered. And there's a guy that just... That's his first points of the game. He banks in a 3 to beat Southwest Missouri State here.
Well, you mentioned he's hit big shots. There's a senior hitting a big shot right there.
Taking it back to double digits. Miller, though, wants him on the other end. Clanks a half hook up there, and Southern's got it back up by 11. Punch and kick. Brooks.
There you go. Big basket. Your seniors get your big baskets to answer. Now it's back to 14.
Warren fouling inside. There's still ISO on the post, and Warren's picked up his 3rd foul.
I'm not sure today. Here's your basket. Here's your great penetration pass. There's the help by Howard, and then he can't react quickly enough to get out and cover. Play down here, Mitch, I think this is a tough play because the ball was turned into the defense more than it was reached for.
Wichita State just got a dunk off an inbounds play. See if they can score here to get it back under to a single-digit deficit.
Well, I know you and I both think that Miller is hard for Southern Illinois to guard. And I'm not sure he needs to, if he'll slow down just a little bit, I think he's more of a force than what he thinks he is.
Well, and you mentioned, too, they're not doubling the post. They've been in trouble sometimes when Southern has doubled the post. They get in trouble with the outside shot. Today they're saying, all right, just take it inside individually and defend them. And
well, there he's got Falker on him one-on-one. And he's going a little bit faster than I think he needs to.
Boys, he's come a long way, though. Really recruited to be a pitcher for Wichita State. He's a great pitcher at Jeff City, Missouri. Kind of a combo basketball, baseball guy, but they've done a very good job with him in developing him into a force in the post. But free throwing is not there. Wichita State is 2 for 9 at the line.
It's a disease, Mitch.
2 for 10, I'm sorry.
It's a disease. When one guy misses, particularly in a big ball game, it seems like everyone misses. It's just it just keeps on.
20% at the foul line for the Shockers. 10 to shoot here for the Salukis.
Pretty good matchup right there. Howard, a good job.
Hairston did not touch rim, so that means it's a shot clock violation.
Shot clock violation, Southern Illinois.
And that was not a shot pass.
You think they'll try? Somebody might try to pass that off as a shot pass. Liberty's done a good job today of bringing the ball down and getting the offense started. The problem's been to get the ball to the interior over and over and over again.
Burns got it taken away from him in the lane. Another turnover.
Very alertly, Falker is the guy that gets the ball there, too. He's had a good game, not necessarily scoring points, but there he is setting screens out there. He screens, he rebounds, he does the dirty work.
You play Southern Illinois, you better put the ball in a safe deposit box. Underneath, Falker not able to finish it. Liberty, transition, Burns, a 3. Randy Burns, his first 3 of the game. He's the all-time three-point shooter in Wichita State history. That's now 233, tying Aaron Zobrist to Bradley, all-time in the Valley.
Zobrist wouldn't have had so many threes if he hadn't played against us.
You have a few against you?
No, he killed us.
Why did you guard it?
Well, we thought we would.
Wichita State trying to get something in transition now. Burns wanted it again. He was waiting for it to pull. And Howard loses it out of bounds. 13 turnovers on the Shocks. 11-point lead for the Salukis. 45-34. Mark Turgeon trying to light a fire under the Shockers. It's time now for This State in History, brought to you by the Renaissance Grand Hotel, St. Louis, February 26, 1998, Arch Madness. Southern Illinois' Rashad Tucker became the only player in the league tournament history to get a triple-double at Arch Madness. 24 points, 10 boards, 10 assists, 19-point win over Northern Iowa. Renaissance Grand Hotel, St. Louis, the official hotel of the Missouri Valley Conference. Next week we will be at Arch Madness at Savas Center in St. Louis. This holds up. Southern Illinois will be the 1 seed and the regular season champion. They lead by 11. And Wichita State, Charlie's gone to the second squadron. Falker with the flush follow.
Big rebounds for Falker. He did it against Northern Iowa, and tonight there's another one.
And Brooks nearly had a steal, reaching in behind Breyer. Now what does Falker do here to get in position?
Well, when people come to help, he's left completely free. Nobody puts a body on him. He comes straight to the basket and gets it done. There's no one there because they've gone down to help.
Southern Illinois has got a little problem, and that is post fouls. Shaw has 3 and Warren has 3. Kusnar just has it ripped from him by LaMar Owen. And Wilson steals it for Wichita State. And Falker and Howard, I'm telling you, it is the World Wrestling Federation in the lane. It's Goldberg against Jesse Ventura.
Rebounding today. Southern Illinois, after the initial blush of this ball game, has done a good job of breaking at least even on the boards.
It was Chris Lowery's one of his big priorities after getting whacked on the boards in Wichita. Hairston gets fouled. That's the other thing he can do. He can post you up. He's big enough to get a little mismatch.
He's big and strong, and he's got an idea of what he's doing. He's smart enough. He's going to keep the basketball down there and get somebody to bump him.
You know, these seniors went through the evolution. They were complimentary guys. When there was Kent Williams, Jermaine Dearman, Roland Roberts, then they had to become the guys center stage. They've made adjustments throughout their career. And they were doing a lot of screen setting and boarding when they watch Williams shoot threes.
Got to like Falker right here. Now, they ran a little pick and roll, and they threw the ball to him. Earlier in the year, he might have tried to shoot the basketball, but then he threw it back out and said, let one of the other guys do something.
Hairston trying to throw it off his wrist. Breyer very fast to the other end. It's going to be a foul after the shot. How high did Tony Young get?
Tony Young, you'd have to say, shows a little athletic ability right here. The thing you like, too, is he just doesn't give up the basket. He gets down the floor and almost gets a good block.
He was fine till the karate chop when he was coming down, I think.
Maybe no foul, Mitch.
Oh, wait a minute.
Maybe it was a good block.
Well, he's going to say it's out of bounds. Oh, they gave it to him. Young's got 2 fouls, but 5 fouls here now on Southern Illinois. So Wichita State has a crack here if they could get to the bonus and make free throws. They're 2 for 10 at the line for the game. And there's a 6th team foul. 2nd foul on Owen. So the Salukis are a little bit of a problem in the foul category.
Well, the wrestling match you mentioned earlier, Mitch, has continued. But this is going to be, obviously, this is going to be all 3 falls.
Randall Falker and Howard, they slip path. 2-point takedown. Right there. Now there's your matchup. Now the ball's there so you can see it. But before, it's going to be an arrow that goes to Southern Illinois.
The problem you get into if you're a competitive person, particularly when there's a lot of contact, as we've seen, is once you get the ball and you've thumped the guy a couple of times, you want to show him that you can score over him. And that time, advantage goes to the home team.
It's where Jamar's had some problems. You get lost into the big picture, the little picture. And the little picture is, I'm going to show this guy. I'm going to win this little battle we got going on. Well, you know what? There's a bigger deal here going on.
You remember what we said? You can, many times you can be killed fighting the rabbits while the elephants are tromping you to death. That's what happens at times.
Basketball fans, enjoy Missouri Valley Conference tournament action and make a difference in the lives of St. Louis area kids. Take note of this by participating in the KidSmart Valley Drive for Success. Now, this is Friday. Save $10 off a $26, $20 single session ticket at Savas Center by bringing a new package of markers, crayons, glue, pencils, or loose leaf paper for KidSmart. For information, contact the Valley, 314-421-0339. My wife's already out shopping for stuff to bring it to Friday to the tournament. Wichita State's working hard. They're going to get any fruit out of this. They're going to get at least some free throws.
That's been the issue. When they've been to the line, it hasn't always been productive, and that's too bad. Nice play here, nice hustle defensively. There's the good rebound. And now you've got to do something from the line, and it's hard to be the first guy that steps up and does it.
Wilson, however, is the guy to get there. He's 85% for the year, although he's 0 for 1. Now, these Southern Illinois foul problems at 12:19 remaining in the game have not gone away. Let's check post fouls, Charlie. Falker 3, Warren 3, Shaw 3.
Well, that's an issue. There's no question about that. And Wilson, who hit the big 3 at the end of the half, doesn't complete the 2, but the thing that's helped Southern Illinois is even though they've gone dry a little bit offensively, they've defended pretty well on the other end. There just hadn't been much going on.
A 12-point lead. Kusnar, a little legal contact in the front.
Getting close to a 5 count there. That's the thing that I think that Mark Turgeon was hopeful of. Now Brooks comes back in, and it's not quite as easy. And here comes Tatum. It's not quite as easy to pressure now.
8 minutes deep into the second 20. 12-point lead for Southern Illinois. They led by 13 at half.
There's the new center in Foster, and he missed the screen, almost missed the ball. It'll take him a little time, I would think, to get in the flow of this ball.
Boy, nice by Tatum, slipping right through the double team.
He's done that twice, Mitch. He's invited the double team and then split it.
Wichita State just hanging around. Nice seal by Wilson. Brooks had to foul.
Very good job of cleaning out the backside then.
Some foul problems for the Salukis. They lead by 12, but hang on here. RPIs, these are glittering numbers here, Charlie. Look at this. Not only the RPI, but the ranking against the top 100, how well these teams have done, and Northern Iowa sitting right there on the outside.
Well, I just think this is really good, and I think it shows that this year the balance in the league and the fact it's not just a 2 or 3 team league, that's how you keep your RPIs up, and the league as a whole has got to feel really, really good about this season.
Southern 8-5 against the top 100. Wichita State 4-3. Plus, this is a league now that has had winning records this year against the Big 12 and against the SEC and the Big East, 3 of the BCS football conferences.
Right now, if you're the 2 teams, if you're wearing a black shirt, you want to grind this thing out. You want to defend, get some stops, and then find some baskets. And if you're Southern, what you'd like to do is hit a couple shots, get your press going to see if you can't just make this game safe.
Well, in Southern's foul problems now, Wichita State saying they're only 2 away from the second bonus and down 10. This thing is still manageable for Wichita State. Brooks gets his own miss.
Let's see if we run a little more clock here. As Southern did that time, they ran a little time off the shot clock.
Hairston with a size advantage on Burns.
I think this is a good idea by Chris Lowery. He's got so many people in foul trouble. If he can run clock, then either get a rebound or get a basket, then he's in great shape.
Well, I'm not sure they wanted Foster to shoot it, but they get offensive boards.
Does just what you want him to do, too. He doesn't throw up a crazy shot just because he rebounded the basketball. Throws the thing out. Here we go again, and more time off the clock.
Ooh. But a turnover. And we've seen now this turnover thing in the second half flip to the Maroon side.
It certainly has. It's gone the other way. That's, I think, 7 turnovers now. That was a turnover Tatum got, but I'm telling you, if I'm going to throw a ball and take a chance, I'm going to throw it to Brooks like he did, because I'm going to figure he'll catch it.
We're midway through the second half. Wichita State still hanging in there. Down 10 with the ball, and Southern Illinois in some foul problems. And there's a hold. That's going to be on Foster.
People might wonder, Mitch, why would you run a set that would take that long? Or why would you do that? Because you're trying. The game is, there's so much time in the game. What you want to do, get to the free throw line. You're going to score with the clock off, and you chip away, and then you defend on the other end.
There's the foul problems, and those are 3 post players. And what you also do, Charlie, is you get the right guy at the line. All of a sudden, the free throw number is starting to level out because you get your 85%er at the line to shoot tosses.
And now you've got it under 10. Here's the whole thing. This thing gets tighter for a home team. If you can keep this thing, if you can get it down 6, 5, and 4, then it gets hard on these guys.
Southern Illinois has not scored in the last 5 minutes. A 5-0 run by Wichita State, and this is your chipping away that you were talking about with Mark Turgeon. Owen, big bucket.
Big bucket. You're exactly right. And again, seniors, that's what they're for.
He was a JUCO transfer. Big this year. Beat Vanderbilt with 21 points when they won the Las Vegas tournament, beating UTEP and Vanderbilt on a neutral floor.
The Shockers have scored on out-of-bounds plays once and got to the free throw line as a result the other time. So
Campman can hit threes. 33rd of the year. He shoots 42% from the half moon.
Mark Turgeon's got to be very happy with his basketball team at this point because they've done what you want them to do on the road. They've chipped away and they've defended and come back.
7-point lead for Southern Illinois. It was at 15 a couple times.
Under 10 on the shot clock, Mitch, again.
Be a fresh clock as Liberty just fouled.
And that's what kills you when you defend. You defend a clock all the way down to 6 and then get a foul with the man driving the basketball. That just kills your defense.
And on the other side of this, you said run clock. How do you run clock and still get a good look at the end of the possession?
That's hard to do. There's a fine line because you lose your aggression and you end up settling sometimes for shots that are hard shots or on the move. And two-edged sword.
Nice slip inside. Owen cannot get the roll. Tatum was the first option, and Owen missing the shot. Wichita State can really make this interesting if they score here, and they got the Tasmanian Devil. Blows it inside. Two awesome opportunities for Wichita State. They don't get it, and a foul on Howard. That's his third.
You're 7 behind. You get the ball exactly where you want it. You get it to your senior. He's got it up, nice entry, and he misses this. Then you rebound. You don't get that one in, and then you foul 84 feet away. You get a foul. That's triple hardship right there.
14 fouls in the second half on the shots.
Well, in a minute, there's going to be some fouling on the free throw shot by the white shirts.
Breyer's holding now. A foul away from the ball. He was holding Tatum. That's Breyer's first, but it gets SIU closer to the bonus. 5 team fouls on the Shockers.
Free throws in a big game are always an issue. They have been in the negative aspect for Wichita State so far. It'll be interesting to see how it works at home for Southern.
Brooks maintains the dribble. Owen. Another bucket. Didn't score to the 9:32 mark. He scored 4 points in the last minute and a half.
He shot big shots, too, because there was a point where the Salukis were wondering where the next goal was going to come from, and he's been the answer for it.
Back to 9. Miller still single in the post. Warren's got 3 fouls. Well, there's a hard foul, and there's a hard foul. That's a hard foul. Jump on the guy's back. Back with 2 free throws from Paul Miller when we come back. At one time, Wichita State trailed by 16. They have chiseled it down to 9. They get free throws here. Let's check in now with our Nestle Purina scores and schedules, Charlie, from around the valley. Brought to you by Purina Dog Chow, incredible dog food, incredible dogs.
Creighton is playing better. There was a point this year where you had to wonder which direction they were going to go. Well, Dana Altman's taken them, and they've run the right direction for their program. Good ball game here. And 2 tonight. SMS needs to do some things to right themselves, get their ship going correctly. And then you've got another Drake needs to get a win. Obviously, it's a home game for them. Everybody needs a win this time of year.
If Creighton did get their season turned in a different direction. They did it in the second half against these Wichita State Shockers. Charlie, they were 16 of 19, an all-time Valley record in the second half, and rebounded all 3 of their misses.
It's hard to do. It's hard to do. I don't know many people who've done that. Matter of fact, that's the first.
Paul Miller, 2 free throws. Give Wichita State credit. They just keep fighting away, and the Salukis have foul problems.
Now this is a set here. This is something that they want coming out of the timeout. Looks like a clear out for Owen for a while.
Hairston. Tatum. That one rolled off his hand. You could see it didn't leave clean, and then it's off Miller.
That's the thing that's happened to the Shockers today on more than one occasion. They reached for a ball, and 2 guys on the same team hit it, and it's out of bounds for the white shirt.
When you're a coach, that's when you have Maylocks with your chicken fried steak. Because you defend, you're thinking, okay, got it to 7, gonna guess we don't have the ball.
It just kills you when the second and third opportunities for people to score just kill you. If you're a great rebounding team, then you've got a chance.
Warren up and under.
Warren's played well. He's had foul problems that have hampered him a little bit, but he's certainly played well offensively.
He's had some big games. He double-doubled on Bradley, 18 points, 13 boards. And defends the post a little better maybe he gets credit for. Banker not there. Owen's been a factor in the second half. Kind of see it now in the body language of Wichita State. They work so hard to climb back and trying to get over the hump.
If you're Wichita State, you're thinking about either a steal or a rebound and push it down, get a shot or get to the foul line.
Liberty nearly gets a steal.
This is what you want here.
And a timeout called by Tatum. 9 to shoot, 6:29 left in the game. Southern Illinois trying to hold off the Shockers. Southern Illinois leading 53-44, 6:29 remaining in the game. Let's take a look at our upcoming games. Tomorrow I'm headed to Springfield for a women's game featuring the top team in the league on the women's side, Southwest Missouri State. And then Monday, Charlie, we've got our closing doubleheader. You'll be in Terre Haute. I'll be in Wichita.
And if you're Southern Illinois, no matter how this game comes out, that's a game they'll want to win. All games are important.
And Arch Madness coming up next weekend. Can't wait for that. Going to be some bandy games in that one. And Hairston with 3 on the shot clock, able to float it in there.
That was a big play. That was an individual athletic play right there.
Miller singled inside again, takes Warren, gets the basket. Timeout, Wichita State.
The reason that basket was big by Hairston was because they had a terrible angle and no time left on the shot clock to speak of.
Still score, up 9 is Southern. All right, here's your inbounds play, Charlie.
Yeah, and it came at a hard angle. Hairston just takes it, makes an offensive play, just a good play. There was 3 on the shot clock. That was good, big, because that was a bad angle and everything else. He bails his team.
And a great testimony again to these 4 seniors. They put up sometimes numbers that have been unsurpassed in the Valley. A 3 missed by Brooks, gets his own board, fresh 35. Except Tatum wants to shoot it.
That's one time I think that maybe it would have been good to pass up that second 3. Of course, if you make it, then everything in the world is level again.
Wichita State had the power play. They were on the man advantage because Owen had jumped out of bounds, but all of a sudden we're all matched up at 5 against 5.
That was trying to draw a foul that time and just didn't get the call.
I think the Wichita State head coach was wanting a foul over there as well.
Yeah, it's one of those deals where you have advantage, you're down to the goal and you turn in and try to move the ball through the guy's arm.
9-point lead for Southern Illinois.
Burns is still trying to defend. That's a
what a play by Hairston. Warren gets foul.
Catching that ball is a feat in its own right.
That is only the 6th team foul on Wichita State at the 4:59 mark, meaning No free throws, another inbounds play.
I don't know about that one either. Again, if it goes, it's wonderful, but you don't really need that shot.
Going to run another half minute off too before you launch one. Burns, Liberty splashes one in. His first points of the game.
That's 7, Mitch. And the other thing is, now you're going to be in foul situations, and you're going to force Southern Illinois to have to show they can shoot free throws in a minute.
Adam Liberty doesn't score much, but he looks comfortable when he does. It's not like he can't score.
I think when his role changes in a year, I think you will see a little different player. I know one thing, the coaches love him.
Yep. Hard to find kids like Adam Liberty. 6 to shoot here. Tatum, leaner. 2 seconds on the shot clock.
That's twice we've seen that type play. Clock's running down. Those are the ones that kill a defense right there.
Burns. Wichita State working hard, but it's out to Southern Illinois. Timeout on the floor. 3:44 left. Mark Turgeon's team has battled back. Give credit to Mark Turgeon. He got his team back in the game. They've had a chance to cut it to 5 or 4 several times. Still down 9. 3:44 left to go in the game. Tough to win in Carbondale. If you're the opponent, look at this. Charlie, this is conference win streaks. Now, those Oklahoma A&M teams back in the days of Mr. Iba and those Cincinnati teams had guys like Oscar Robertson and others. Southern Illinois is 3rd on the list. 35 straight league wins on this floor. Their last loss February 24th, 2001. These seniors have never lost in a league game on this floor.
That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. And I think that the thing that happens to you, because we're familiar with these guys, you know, if it's somebody 100 miles from us, we say, wow, isn't that great? But when we know people, we don't give them sometimes the credit they're due. And these guys really deserve it.
Kind of like your spouse.
I give my spouse much credit. She still thinks I'm not 100 miles away.
Double team, Wichita State trapping, trying to speed things up. Kuznard fouls. That's his 3rd, but that's going to put SIU in the bonus.
I've liked the adjustments these coaches have made, though. I mean, just what Mark Turgeon did there. It's a little thing. These kids did it almost perfectly. They got the foul call. Now, though, you send people to the line, and this is where it gets interesting. And if the ball goes in the hole, if free throws go in the hole, then Southern's in good shape. But if they don't, it opens the door a little.
Saluki's 8 of 10 at the line for the game. Owen is good at the line, 71%. Owen did not score in the first half. In fact, he's had 5 points in a span of 6 minutes. All big ones.
And he's had energy. Mitch, when he came in the game, his energy level was really, really good.
They needed him because they got all kinds of post fouls. Burns, nice feed to Wilson.
That's what kills you. You get the ball exactly where you want it and you can't finish the play, and then there's the double teams. I like this. I like the idea here.
But you got good perimeter guys to play against the current.
I'm going to tell you, Southern early in the year, the game we had, I believe it was Drake. They had problems against things like traps, presses. They just didn't do that. And that is a pretty big nail right there.
How far have the Salukis come since the first of the calendar year?
In my estimation, a long, long way.
It says something about Chris Lowery and the job he's done. There's a 3 by Wilson. Timeout, Wichita State. We're going to step aside. We'll be right back. Does Wichita State have a rally in them? We'll find out. The Egyptian Dogs, the Salukis of Southern Illinois, trying to get their 4th Valley Championship in 4 years. They're starting to smell it now. 2:31 remaining in the game. 10-point lead for the Salukis.
Mitch, ask every coach in this league how hard it is to win 1, let alone 4 in a row.
Ooh, Howard was close to getting a steal, but Valley Player of the Year Darren Brooks, a pretty good candidate to get it back-to-back, I would guess. Big catch.
Warren's been a big factor. Warren's been a big factor in this game for SIU, too. And this right here now, 10-point lead. If they run the thing down, it's going to go under 10. If you get a basket here.
Tie up. Southern Illinois has the arrow.
Now there's only going to be 6 to shoot, Mitch, after this. Great defense, great help. You're not going to yank it away from that young man right there. Now you've got 6 on the clock.
Steal. Burns has got Howard ahead of him. He gets bumped all the way down by Tatum. This is, oh, they're going to count this? Wow, they're going to count it. Little continuation for Burns.
Well, that gets the fans off the plywood. This was a good steal, bad entry pass.
Last play here. I think that's a good call as a steal now, maybe.
Well, I'm sure there are a few people in here who would agree with you. Very few. Most of them are seated right over there to our right.
One's named Surgeon, Blurgeon, Turgeon, something that guy did not like. It's back to 7 again. Timeout Brooks, because Wichita State nearly got a turnover on the press. 157. The Shockers had a rally left in them. We'll see if Southern can finish it. 61-54. Wichita State will not go away. 157 remaining in the game. 4 Saluki seniors playing their last regular season home game, trying to get their 4th Valley championship in their 4 years of eligibility. Has not happened in 42 years in this league. Cincinnati did it 6 times in a row.
With 2 minutes nearly left, you can afford to go out and guard, do your little double team, your run and jump stuff, and not foul quite yet. Going to boil down to somebody one-on-one or off the screen. Looks like they're going to use a high screen for Tatum.
Brooks against Howard. Nope, Warren. Offensive board.
And look who got it. There's your senior with the ball. Now you're in the foul mode. That's happened. That's happened more than once in the second half. Big rebounds by the Salukis and particularly by Owen.
Spoon, here's our Marshall Wireless call of the game. It's how this game was won. The turnovers created by Southern Illinois in the first half.
And it was exactly what Chris Lowery said they had to do. They wanted to be able to get double teams, get the game speed, moving up, and then obviously hit some shots. And that's something that was hard to do.
Marshall Wireless, your communications consultant. Marshall Wireless now proudly carries Singular Wireless. Hairston has his 11th point, and he gets the bonus free throw.
Until that free throw, it had been about a 20-point half going into the last 2 minutes for SIU.
They are 75 seconds away from a celebration here in Carbondale. 9-point lead for the Salukis. .20 to shoot. Burns forcing. Air ball, rebound, Salukis. And now all of a sudden, you can bring out the party favors.
I believe the hats can go on now. The thing that you get into, the situation you get into, you're down 9, and invariably you think it has to be a 3. The reality of the situation is if somebody drives it at the goal or can get it to Howard down low, then you get the clock stopped under a minute and set your press and see what you can get done.
Time now to announce our State Farm players of the game. For Wichita State, Jamaal Howard. He kept him in the game in the first half.
Jamaal Howard had a very, very good basketball game. He was a man out there. When there looked like there was no light at the end of the tunnel, he took the ball and was a man inside. He missed a couple shots late. The one that he'll anguish over is the one that he had roll out, and then the big fella follows it up and doesn't get it either. I'm talking about Miller, and then they end up fouling.
And for Southern Illinois, Tatum hits the free throw. It is Darren Brooks. Why not?
Well, he was the man early. He kept his team. He kept his team just in the game. He didn't panic. It's hard to find guys in this day and time that have that positive mentality with him.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. A walk on Wichita State. State Farm, outstanding sponsor for the Valley, and the Salukis are getting ready to polish a trophy. 4 in 4 years, Charlie, is a remarkable feat with how good this league has been in that 4-year span.
You think about some of the teams that were in the league, and they have accomplished that. The amazing thing is to not lose here at home. I know they didn't lose very much anyway, but to not lose at home against the good teams that are in this league, amazing.
This will put the Salukis 55-1, I believe, at home. They only lost to Charlotte with a non-conference game.
Bobby Lutz is the shortest, really good coach I know.
Bad haircut, but he can coach. 11-point lead for the Salukis. We cannot talk enough about the remarkable feat of Southern Illinois winning 4 in 4. You look at let's take a look at our play of the game. It's brought to you by Rawlings. Jamaal Tatum has been huge for this team the last 2 weeks.
Well, we like Tatum. We both felt like Tatum had really come. He split people today and hit the runners. We thought he was going to shoot the threes today. His best activity was defensively and then making plays like that. That's not easy right there.
That took the door off its hinges, too, because it was 3 seconds on the shot clock. And if Wichita State would have gotten it back, they could have cut it to 4 or 5. Rawlings, our presenter of the play of the game. Free throw missed by Liberty.
Something to look at right there. The substitution wasn't made because Turgeon was mad. I think it looked like Burns had hurt his ankle again.
Southern Illinois, Darren Brooks, go down as one of the greatest players ever in this league.
And you see
Hairston, all the seniors.
Look at that. Mark Turgeon, clap for the seniors that went out.
You know what? Turge gets his chance Monday night. And I'll be there at Koch Arena when these seniors that he's got will get to play their final regular season home game. But today, it's a day for the Egyptian Dawgs. Darren Brooks out of Jennings High School in St. Louis. A candidate to be a 2-time player of the year, and it's not very often. And we said this before, Charlie. How many times is a player of the year in your league the defensive player as well?
Well, virtually never. But somehow that doesn't go along. That's not one of the things that you think about. I don't know what the confusion factor is here. Well, whatever it was, it's interesting.
21.1 to go, 10-point lead for Southern Illinois. Southern Illinois will be the 1 seed, the regular season champions. They'll play at noon at Savas Center on Saturday. They will play the winner of the 8-9 play-in game on Friday night. Wichita State will be the 2 seed. They will play at 6 o'clock Saturday against the 7-10 play-in game winner. Congratulations to Southern Illinois, Charlie. 4 championships in 4 years.
Well, people will think back on this and think it was easy. This has not been something that's easy to accomplish. They've had to have big plays in a lot of ball games. You mentioned the banked-in 3 that beat SMS. This game today, people had to step up to get this. This is a very fine Wichita State basketball team that plays well on the road. This was just a great effort by Southern Illinois.
What an incredible run. Congratulations to the champions of the Valley, Southern Illinois. Wichita State will be the 2 seed. 10-point win here for the Salukis. For Charlie Spoonhour, I'm Mitch Holtis. Get ready for Arch Madness in St. Louis. Enjoy the rest of your Valley basketball weekend.